Okay, let's dive into an explainer on a book that has truly, fundamentally changed how we see trauma. We are going to explore the key ideas from Dr. Bessel van der Kolk's incredible work, The Body Keeps the Score.
This, right here, this is the central idea of the whole book. It's a simple sentence, but it holds a profound truth. Our bodies hold on to traumatic experiences, even when our conscious minds are desperately trying to move on.
What this means is that trauma isn't just a memory you think about, it's a physical imprint that literally lives inside of us, and it shapes our reality today. This one insight has completely transformed how we approach healing. So let's start by looking at how trauma really lingers. So, the first key insight we have to grasp is that trauma isn't some historical event that's over and done with. The book totally redefines it as an active, ongoing process that's happening inside the body.
You see, it's not just a bad memory, it's a physiological response that gets locked in our nervous system. When an experience is just too overwhelming, the brain can't process it like a normal event. So instead, the memory gets kind of shattered into fragments and stored deep within the body itself.
And this leads to a really critical shift in perspective that the book emphasizes. The core issue isn't about what's wrong with you, but about what happened to you, and how your system instinctively and brilliantly responded to survive.
To make this easier to understand, van der Kolk uses this really powerful analogy. This glitch essentially disconnects the very parts of your brain that absolutely need to work together to make sense of what you've been through.
And this creates a huge disconnect between what he calls the logical, thinking brain and the instinctual, feeling brain. So your thinking brain might know, hey, the danger is over, I'm safe now. But your feeling brain, it's still stuck back in that moment of terror, keeping the body's alarm systems on full blast.
So if the mind and body are split like this, how does the body actually show that it's still holding on? Well, it does so by sending out constant, and I mean constant, distress signals.
Your body starts sending out all of these alarm signals. And this isn't imaginary stuff. This is your nervous system reacting as if the threat is still right here, right now. It can show up as chronic pain, always being on edge, or just feeling emotionally numb.
And get this, neuroscience gives us a crystal clear picture of what's going on. During a traumatic flashback, brain scans show the amygdala. That's your brain's fear center, becoming hyperactive. It's lighting up. But at the exact same time, Broca's area, which controls speech, literally deactivates. It goes dark.
This shutdown is so important to understand. The memories are stored in the body as sensations, as images, as raw emotions, not as a neat story we can tell. You can feel the terror in every cell of your body, but you just can't find the words to describe it, which is an incredibly isolating experience.
And this inability to speak about what happened often leads to another powerful, heavy emotion, shame. It keeps the trauma locked inside, making that disconnection even deeper. People can feel ashamed of what happened to them, of how they reacted, or why they can't just get over it. And that shame just traps the trauma even more.
Okay, so how in the world do we heal this disconnect? Well, if the problem is a split between the mind and body, the solution has to be about bringing them back into harmony.
This is the crucial question, right? While talk therapy can be really valuable, it's often not enough on its own because it primarily engages the thinking brain, which, as we've just seen, can be totally disconnected from the part of the brain that's actually holding the trauma.
So, this means the goal of healing isn't just to talk about the past over and over. It's to help the body process and finally release its traumatic burden. It's all about creating new experiences that teach the body that it is safe right here in the present moment. And the book explores a whole toolkit of therapies designed to do exactly that. These aren't just about talking, they are all about experiencing safety in your own body again. Let's take yoga, for example. It's so powerful because it gently encourages you to notice your physical sensations in a safe, controlled space. This actually improves something called heart rate variability, which is basically the healthy rhythm of your heartbeat. And a more flexible heart rate signals a more resilient nervous system, helping you feel in control of your body again.
Mindfulness is another one. It helps ground you in the here and now. Just by focusing on your breath or the feeling of your feet on the floor, you can create a real sense of safety and start to notice your internal state without getting completely overwhelmed by it.
Then you have something like EMDR, which is a fascinating therapy that works directly with the brain. By using what's called bilateral stimulation, like guided eye movements, it helps the brain reprocess a memory that's been stuck. The goal is to shift it from a terrifying flashback that feels like it's happening now to just a regular memory that you can acknowledge is in the past.
Now, underlying all of these specific therapies are two foundational pillars. First is self-compassion. It is the direct antidote to the shame that keeps trauma locked away. And the second is social support. Because trauma so often happens in the context of relationships, healing must also happen within safe, supportive connections to other people.
This leaves us with a final, really empowering thought. The message of this book isn't one of despair, it's one of profound hope. It suggests that our bodies have an incredible, innate wisdom. Healing begins the moment we learn to stop ignoring and start actually listening to the messages our bodies have been trying to send us all along.